Game paused. Alright, hello everybody, potentially watching this. This is Guardian Grimm, and I'm here to broadcast to you my hilariously fun match that I played with my brother yesterday. So here we have myself, Guardian Grimm, bottom right corner. Bottom left corner we've got WF Mr. Joker, which is my little brother playing on a friend's account because he's too cheap to buy HOTS. And in the top right, we've got Marcos Motor and Rocklets, RTV Rocklets. So this is a 2v2, and it's going to be Protoss v Terran Protoss, so PP v PT. What's going on here? Let's see what's going on. So, I have my little brother, Joker's gonna move out with a nice scout. Meanwhile, our blue team is walling off their choke. So, Joker gets a scout. Grimm's opening pretty standard. So, in 2v2, this is bronze, because Joker is pretty bad. Not that Grimm is much better. Myself, I'm only a gold level player. So I'm trying to teach Joker how to play a little bit better. A little wall off at the front for both players. We got some nice scouting information for the red team. And what I'm doing here is going double early gas for some early aggression. I'm going into a proxy Stargate play. Now, unfortunately, as we'll see in a little while, it's starting to get delayed. If we take a look up at the blue team, no expansions. We've got very little in the way of economies here. Sorry, zooming in. But 1 racks, 2 racks. Generally means a little bit of aggression, but you can transition out of that relatively quickly. Blue to gateway, and a 3rd barracks coming down. Something tells me we're going to see a little bit of aggression here. Meanwhile, we're still hanging out. It's kind of good. No gases, so no warp gate to be worried about yet. So right now, it's not looking too bad, but we're kind of worried. So blue's coming down to get a scout off on our team. Brother doesn't really know how to play, so he's not following any particular build. My cyber goes down, it's kind of late. My build isn't too refined yet, so if you'll forgive me a few build notes. I should be throwing down my Stargate right about on time. Bringing my little probie home. My little brother sees the probe, that's good too. So we are now up to 1, 2, 3, 4 racks off 1 base. This kid is a king of spending, has no gas. So, you know, maybe an expansion behind this after building a bunch of Marines, but no, they want to end it early. This kid is not very good. I guess he's just not in the mood to saturate. 3 gateways. So I'm at 15, 18, 22 workers to his 17 total. So I've got my Stargate producing. My little brother likes to go Stargate too, apparently. Stopped producing probes. I need to talk to him about this. So right now, we're not really sure what's going on. They're not really sure what's going on. We got lots of Marines headed our way. So presently, I've got my Oracle about to head out, do a little bit of damage. I'm almost saturated on my base. Not too worried about what's going on. Floating some minerals, that's pretty bad. My brother chronoing out some probes. Not chronoed yet. Still doesn't work on warp gate. Floating a whole hell of a lot of gas, not really making any minerals. What are APMs up to? My APM is up to 51, my brother's is 35, then 34, and 1. Back to production. So right now, I've got a whole lot of nothing. And right now, they've got a whole lot of something. I forget what the army tab is. They're active forces. We've got a lot of Marines on the way, so that's no good. And it appears that they're moving out. Meanwhile, up here we've got some harass. I'm killing a few probes. My Oracle is up to 8 kills. I'm just going to have him hang out. Causes a little stutter step at the beginning, which allows me to build up a nice force, while unfortunately, that happens. So anyway, we've got the expansion down for the Terran at the 7-minute mark. I'm still a little bit busy harassing. I'm about to go try to expand. You'll actually see I send the probe down to expand as Edward's getting attacked. Bummer. This kid's got some great stutter step micro, JK. You know you're in bronze when. So unfortunately, we've got a steady stream of Marines coming down. Edward's got his 1 Void Ray to help defend, which he obviously doesn't realize would be better off possibly going up there doing some harass. So Edward's about to get cleaned, and rather than split up his army, kill Edward, a few of Edward's thing, and then come and split up his army, take me out, they decide to go super hard mode on Edward's probes, kill everything. Edward takes, rather than hiding a few probes, he takes them right into the line. Meanwhile, we've got pretty bronze looking, no warp gate. Warp gate's researched. There we go, turning them into warp. Okay, so I'm confused. Okay, no, he just didn't. Okay, he just didn't turn them into warp gates. So now the Terran, okay, I think he's dead. Let's go over to the other toss. So he kills my probe because I was dumb and left it there. For some reason, God knows why, my mothership core is all the way out here. I could really use a photon overcharge. I'm like 20 seconds away from it. But you know, it is what it is. So I've got my army against this army. So he's going to come up. He's going to get my cyber core. It's kind of annoying. You know, the scan's a little bit bad for me. That's a lot of reins. How many? He has 31 reins presently. I think a few of those are these too. But yeah, it's difficult. So I'm just trying to micro the best I can. Take out a few Marines. Excuse me. Kind of saturated, almost supply blocked. I figure I can take this. Maybe not. I'm kind of bunched up on my ramp, but I move out. I don't move out. I take it back. I didn't move out. Don't know why I'm not sniping them from the high ground. That was kind of dumb. Don't really know what I'm doing at this point. Oh, I'm harassing a lot up there. I end up losing my Oracle, which is unfortunate, but not the end of the world. So now it's my units against his. Trying to trap as many Marines as I can, maybe push him back. I don't know why he doesn't take my Free Zealot. And basically, I'm hanging out at home. This guy's just patrolling back and forth. I'm hanging out at home as long as I can, and just trying to make the best of this situation. It's not exactly going well, as you can imagine. I think I get a lucky force field here. No, didn't even try. Do I even have enough energy? I did have enough energy for a force field. Unfortunately, I didn't take advantage of that. The Marines are still streaming in. This guy's finally producing Stalkers. Nothing here. He sort of got the expansion up. I managed to clean up these few Marines. I did lose a couple sentries, I think. If I lose that... Oh, I lost that sentry. Why did I stop? Okay, so at 12 minutes, I've stabilized from the attack. I gave control to my brother since he lost all his units, and I told him to harass as best he could. And apparently, he did a bang-up job. I need to go thank him for that. Although he does lose my mothership core at some point, I think. Okay, so we've got Mr. Protoss leaving proxy pylons all over the place. I still have my Stargate here. I don't know why it's rallied all the way up there. And I'm just kind of macroing at this point to save my life. So, it's pretty ridiculous. I'm having a pretty good time doing it. And it is what it is. So, Where's my units? I forget. Yeah, units tab. Okay, so for my units, I've got 26 probes, 13 stalkers, a sentry, and a mothership core. To 2 mules, 12 SCVs, and 10 marines, and then 25 probes and 15 stalkers. So right now, I'm kind of outnumbered. My APM is not that high. I mean, it's decent, but it's not that high. So really, I'm just doing whatever I can to stay alive. This is a really imposing force, and it's about to come right at me. I actually don't know how I held here. I really don't. Because they come in for a fight, and somehow I hold. Looking back, I don't really know how I held. I thought I had more force fields than I did. I remember that. And then I was salty as hell when I was like, oh, no more force fields. Crap, what do I do? So, some super, super poor micro against no upgrades and continued warp cycles. And I managed to clean this up again, which makes me very proud of myself. So right now, behind this, I'm building a few more warp gates and chronoing probes, 2 at a time, as fast as I can. I wish he was mining. So meanwhile, he warps in another cycle, not really microing very well at all. I could pull some units back, that would have been a good idea. I don't know why they're not attacking. There we go. And then I move them around. So I hold, again, just another warp cycle. And I remember these guys walk all the way out here, and I have to pull them back. So yeah, I've got my Void Ray out here, and I'm not paying attention to it, so it gets picked off by these stalkers, which is when I tell my brother that he can take control of those. So I'm not going to really dwell on that too much, but I will be producing more from that Stargate. It's very integral in winning this game, or so my brother would like to have you think. So around this time, again, we're looking at 36 probes, 11 stalkers for me, 37 probes and 11 stalkers versus 13 marines with 12 SCVs and 4 mules versus 30 probes and 2 stalkers. Holy good lord, they don't know what macro is, do they? This is a very low economy game. I'm really lucky these skids were super bad, or I would have lost straight off the bat. So now I'm grabbing my Robo, and I think very soon I take my other expansion, which is integral in maintaining a nice force. Granted, at this point I could have had a lot more. I like to think that for the most part this game I was spending very wisely. So at this point I just wanted a lot of stalkers, because it was clear that these kids weren't moving to any higher tiered units anytime soon. So I selected that for some reason. And there it is. So I start producing Void Rays back here, just to harass a little bit, to annoy them. Just getting his expansion up at 1737. These kids have both had expansions for a while. He is really unhappy with the amount of air units he's seeing, so he's finally building turrets. I'm just really confused as to what's going on in this game right now. I'm building just some kind of army so I can hope to defend myself when the time comes. And this is my little brother controlling my Void Ray for me. He's doing his damnedest, and boy did it help. So I'm down here. So I'm amassing a decent force. We got Colossi, 17 Stalkers and 5 Sentries, versus 8 Marauders and 24 Marines. I think I would win that fight, if it came down to it. And 2 Immortals and 9 Stalkers. So right now, I'm actually kind of starting to stabilize. I'm at 2 saturated bases, although this base is far from done. Or just about done. I still have no upgrades, although I do believe I get Weapons 1 soon. So what else is going on? I'm producing more Void Rays for some fun harass potential. I really haven't the slightest what these kids are doing. It's a little confusing. Anyway, I'm just trying to get the best economy that I can. And, you know, it goes from there. So, Terran drops a scan. I don't know how he can afford to scan because... excuse me again. His economy is not so good. I'd definitely drop a few mules, rather. Well, look, he heard me. Drop a few mules. So, wow. That's a pretty small Terran Bio Ball, let's be real. My spending's looking pretty good. My army is worth slightly less than both of theirs combined. We've got some Void Rays doing a lot of annoying damage. My APM is still pretty low. My little brother is just kind of watching. He's enjoying it, and that makes me happy. So we could go back home. I still haven't started Protoss weapons, have I? I have not. I still got a Void Ray, and now I start Colossus production, which really I think won for me. Because if you look closely, we've got this ball, which is a lot of DPS, let's be real. I don't have much that counters that, actually. And then I don't even... Where's the Terran army? Where's the Terran army? Follow the troops. Terran army? Terran army? The Terran army... the Terran army... the Terran army came over to deal with... the Void Rays. All of the... My little brother, actually... I can't even. Meanwhile, I'm getting up another base. So presently, being the only one alive... Oh, that's me. I pinged my brother to go check if they have expansions. Heavily supply blocked at 94 supply. Let's see what this guy's doing. 81 of 108. I said I was 144. So once I start ramping up Colossi production, am I finally getting Protoss? I am. No, that's Vernal Extended Lance. Did I never upgrade this game? I could have sworn I got at least 1-1. Okay, so I didn't upgrade this game. I'm expanding yet another time, so I have as many expansions as they do bases. So that's good. Protoss is really expanding. He has a whole bunch of minerals over here that I guess he just doesn't want, or that I killed. So here comes the Reen Marauder Ball with just a little bit of air support, and here's my army. So right now, whoa, what did I do? Oh, I hit B. What does B do? I guess that rewinds at 15 seconds or something. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna say units. So I've got 9 Zealots, 3 Immortals, excuse me, 1 Colossi, 17 Stalkers, a Warp Prism, which is presently wreaking havoc, and they decide to move in. So I'll be honest, I just kind of learned how to force field a couple days ago. When I got my, or by a couple days I mean earlier this season, which is when I finally got a very solid standing in Gold League, which is pretty shit, I know, but it's good. Anyway, so I wipe out all the Reen Marauder, and meanwhile, the Immortals are really good, don't get me wrong, and a lot of Immortals will beat a couple Colossus any day. But yeah, it was just, it was good. That was a pretty good engagement. I was happy with that. They just kind of blind pushed into a choke. I had a lot of AoE damage, and I wrecked them. Meanwhile, Void Rays over here from my brother are doing some ridiculous work. My Zealot warping. What? What? What even? When did he even tech switch? Okay, that's just... Anyway. So that happened. Anyway, my Zealots were wrecking face when I warped them in up here. I'm fairly sure the Marines took out my Warp Prism. So at this point the game's mostly cleanup. I don't know why I just didn't move in and kill them right away. So yeah, basically at this point I'm working on saturating my 4th base. Oversaturated on my other bases, and that's it. I think I'm just working on controlling my Zealots a little bit. Still, oh, so okay, in the heat of the battle, I did manage to get +1 attack, Anyway, I wanted to save at least one zealot here, and I failed. They both died, and then I move in. I would just like to say that the first one rage quits at some point. I don't know if... Yeah, he rage quits. Rocklitz was not happy that his cheese didn't work. I BM'd because I'm a bad person, and I wonder when they're gonna quit. Meanwhile, APM is skyrocketing because I'm bad, and that's about game. So, yeah, I'm still warping in stuff, still warping in my phoenixes because my little brother wanted Phoenix to play with. I actually almost lose my second Colossus as well, because why micro stalkers if you don't have to? I've got lots of units, a couple idle. I don't know why he thought Stargate was a viable tech switch at 28 minutes off 2 pace, and then the last kid left, and I won. Made me happy. And yeah, so that's how I beat 2 kids practically alone in Bronze League. So nothing to be too proud about, but it's pretty cool. Anyway, this has been Guardian Grim. I hope you enjoyed, and I'm sure I'll catch you around later. Take care.